In the 95 Spirit of Qatar 95. He's followed by Steve David, your defending Bill Munsey Cup champion, your defending national champion, who leads Jimmy Shane by 163 points for the national championship in H1 Unlimited hydroplanes. Jimmy Shane off the dock in the 5 Graham Trucking. Tom Thompson off the dock in the 11 Peters and May.
Yeah, babe, they
So 4 of our 6 boats out on the race course and ready to go for the winner-take-all final. Greg Hawk just about ready to be pushed away from the dock in the 14 Mr. Julio. The lid is still up on the 22. Now it goes down, and Mike Webster in the Big 5 Sporting Goods will be on the course shortly. We'll have all 6 of our competitors ready to go. Now,
I gotta get
Steve
in front
Montgomery,
of that.
the race before the race starts.
Perhaps Jimmy Shane, Steve David, Jim Brown, all drivers who like to go from the inside, and there may be one of the other 3-1 in there as well. So we'll see how this shakes out now during the milling period. We have a couple of boats coming right at us on the back chute, and I believe that those are driven by Jimmy Shane and Steve David, who have already hooked it up here side by side coming through turn 2. Tom Thompson way down at the other end of the race course. We see that bright chartreuse and blue of the 11 Peters and May just turning onto the back stretch. We are at 3 minutes and 10 seconds now before the start of the race. We have a troller, Mark Evans. You can put the glass down, sorry, Mark Evans. Mark Allen, maybe you can put the glasses on the boat just to the right of the island. That's probably Kip Brown.
That is Kip Brown, and he's going about 8 miles an hour. He's parked himself in lane number 1.
He has almost 2 minutes before he can enter the backstretch. It's obvious Kip Brown feels that if he's going to run with Jimmy Shane and Steve David, he will have to have lane 1.
Steve David has gone to the inside, and Jimmy Shane now out in lane number 2, and they're all going to go past Kip Brown. And just in front of Kip, and Steve David turns hard left on the Grand Prix north turn area. Jimmy Shane does not follow him. He slows down, and he's going to line up right next to Kip Brown. So Steve David goes through the infield, deciding he could kill enough time
to get around to the score-up boy on time. He's going to make a faster start coming down to the SeaWorld turn first. That's going to leave Kip Brown trolling down there in lane 1. And we believe Jimmy Shane is going to pull up beside him and perhaps have lane 2. That is going to put Jimmy Shane inside Steve David if it plays out that way. We'll have to see what happens when they come onto the backstretch. Whether Steve has the boat speed to move over. He needs 5 boat lengths overlap in order to move to the left and take away a lane. We have 45 seconds before they can enter the backstretch right now. 45 seconds to the 1 minute mark. Very, very slow action way up at the end of the race course there as a couple of our boats are trolling, moving very slowly, killing time. There is speed coming up behind them, and we need to watch those boats. 30 seconds now to the 1 minute gun. Our slow boats can begin to accelerate, and remember, when they come onto the backstretch, they have not secured their lanes. A boat to their right that gets ahead of them by 5 boat lengths can move to the left and take away a lane. That's happened before, as recently as early today. Here's the countdown to the 1 minute mark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. There is a score up. We see all the boats now pick up the rooster tail. It was a good score up. We are legal so far. There's a race up the backstretch. There is some leapfrogging going on.
Oh!
And another boat got high in the air.
You see that, Ben?
Yeah, I believe it was Jimmy Shane who got into the air. It was Michael Webster who moved over into lane 1 in the red and blue 22. It was Jimmy Shane who got high in the air going through his rooster tail. Kip Brown is in lane 3. Tom Thompson is in lane 4. Correction to the
Go up into the air, almost flip.
It was the Oberto, the red and green boat. It looked red and blue.
Just getting their start right here. They're getting ready to come around the start, babe.
Jimmy Shane went through his rooster tail
Oh, that was
and
the
got
start.
high in the air.
It's around this side, right back here.
certainly did.
Right,
Went through part
right.
of Steve David's rooster
Getting ready,
tail,
right.
down to the start.
Now,
Right now?
6, 5,
Here's the
4,
start.
3, 2, 1.
Mark, and we are racing. It is Steve David on the inside. He has lane 1. He has the entire field off to his right. All 6 boats are in one rooster tail.
Oh,
the start was close. The start is under review. We do not know yet if we have all legal starters. Steve David with the lead as they come onto the backstretch for the first time. But
I think he was
fast.
Oh!
come up the backstretch. We go 5 times around for the championship heat. Kip Brown is there on their right-hand side, and is Mike Webster on their right-hand side as well. But your race right now, the first and second is Steve David. They come to the SeaWorld turn. Who turns left first? It's Steve David. Then it's Jimmy Shane. Only about 5 boat lengths behind. Then Kip Brown, about half a rooster tail behind. Quickly, they are through the SeaWorld turn. They're head down to let Lundford will run off the SeaWorld turn. It's Steve David and then Jimmy Shane.
Jimmy Shane ran right with Steve David up the backstretch, but into the turn. Steve used a short way through that turn to get a little bit of a lead on Jimmy Shane. Now Shane trying to pull up beside him again. It's back a little bit to Kip Brown in 3rd place. 4th place boat, I believe that's Mike Webster, the red and blue boat, running 4th. Then Tom Thompson is 5th. 6th is Greg Hopp in the Mr. Julio. Our leader coming onto the backstretch one more time. It is still Steve David in the 1. Oh boy, Oberto. Jimmy Shane right on his hip in the 5-gram trucking.
So far.
Halfway up the backstretch, still about a 4 or 5 boat length lead for Steve David and the Oboy Oberto. The 5-gram trucking right on his hip on the right-hand side. Jimmy Shane has fallen back just a little bit, about 2 rooster tails back. It's Kip Brown in lane 3. That is the race. Everybody else trailing and watching the rooster tails ahead of him. Jimmy Shane about a rooster tail behind, maybe a little less. Kip Brown now falling back in 3rd place, a full rooster tail behind Shane. And now off the buoy, it is Steve David all by himself with a full rooster tail and a half lead over Jimmy Shane in 2nd place.
Down to finish lap 2, our leader is still Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto. He has opened up some water on Jimmy Shane in the 5-gram trucking. Almost a rooster tail lead now, and then it's another tail back to Kip Brown in the 95 Spirit of Qatar. Coming down to cross the line now, we have 2 boats side by side. Tom Thompson in the 11 Peters in May, and Mike Webster in the 22. Big 5 Sporting Goods, they are running 4th and 5th in a very close race. Greg Hopp coming over the line in 6th place in the 14 Mr. Julio.
He lost.
He's on the backstretch one more time. Our Kip Brown has moved to the inside. I don't think he's going to be able to catch it. And Steve David moved Jimmy Shane way out to the outside as they came off.
He's coming by. He's coming past.
He's now about a rooster tail plus behind lap number 3, apex of the SeaWorld turn. Kip Brown's not making
They're
up any
battling right there.
ground, and your race right now.
Oh my God, they're right next to each other. Oh, one way flip.
On the inside for the last 2 laps.
Into lap 3, it is Steve David by a rooster tail over Jimmy Shane. Then it's back a couple of rooster tails to Kip Brown running 3rd in the 95 Spirit of Qatar. Our race continues for 4th and 5th place. Tom Thompson in the 11 Peters in May has Mike Webster just to his right in the 22. And Greg Hopp running 6th on the water in the 14 Mr. Julio.
Steve David once again takes that turn at the north end of the racecourse wide. Jimmy Shane now pretty much running up that white buoy roll. That's the outside course markers out of bounds. He's still about a rooster tail plus, maybe a little bit more, a rooster tail and a half. Steve David here on lap number 4 going to be looking for the white flag as he turns it left at the SeaWorld turn. The white flag Shane. It's that far back to the 2nd place boat, Jimmy Shane. That was about 4 seconds. As Steve David comes off the turn, heads for the finish line at the end of lap number 4, looking for the white flag.
Mark Allen, Steve David in the 1. Oh boy, Oberto jumped the gun.
Jumped it. I knew it. He's passed. The red boat's first.
Steve David jumped the gun. Jimmy Shane is leading this
Why?
heat.
What is that? Jump the gun.
He went past the start before
on the water.
Which means he's in
Jimmy Shane
last.
now has it under control. He has a couple of rooster tails.
No.
On Kip Brown,
Yeah, he went too
Spirit
fast in the
Qatar.
beginning.
His radio man will tell him he does no longer need to chase Steve David.
I thought he was winning.
Yep, we all did, but I thought he was fast.
That red one?
The red and black.
Number 13,
That one?
Mr. Julio.
Oberto jumped.
Down, and his wing is at a rather severe angle. We're looking at Steve David coming up the backstretch. Jimmy Shane doesn't have to worry about the boat behind him. Kip Brown quite a ways behind. But Jimmy Shane will lead him over the water now as Steve David jumped the gun. That's a 1-lap penalty.
Steve David will not get the checkered flag. He crossed the line at the start too early. He'll get a white flag. The checkers will come out for Jimmy Shane in the 5-gram trucking. He will make it 3 wins in a row. He won in Seattle. He won in Coeur d'Alene. He's going to be the winner here in San Diego. Checkered flag for Jimmy Shane, our San Diego Bayfair champion in the 5-gram trucking. 2nd place will go to Kip Brown in the 95 Spirit of Qatar. Tom Thompson in the 11 Peters in May is going to be on the podium. He's going to have a 3rd place finish. 4th place is going to coming up the backstretch right now. It was Greg Hoff who came by in that position earlier. He is losing the rear wing on his boat, but it's going to get him around to the start and finish line. He's going to be followed by the 22, Mike Webster, in the Big 5 sporting goods, and then Steve David is going to finish 6th in the final race of his career.
Oh, that sucks.
Old boy Alberto.
Finished last. His last race. Yeah.
And ruled
Why,
to be
he's not
over
gonna
the
race
line,
anymore?
jumping
He's
the
retiring.
Oh, Alberto?
Yeah.
Oh, that's